If you want to know how to start a successful one-person SaaS using AI, this video is for you. Not a side project, not a toy, a real business that actually makes money. I'm going to walk you through 10 clear steps to accomplish that. First, here's the good news. Thanks to modern AI tools, you no longer need to be a software engineer to start a SaaS. You don't need to write code, manage servers, or understand complex systems just to get something live. That part has gotten easy. But here's the part nobody warns you about. Even though writing code is easier, being a founder is not. AI removes technical barriers, not business ones. You still need the right mindset, knowing what to build, who it's for, how to sell it, and when to say no. Most AI side hustles don't fail loudly. They don't explode. They don't crash. They just drain your time and produce no revenue. You spend nights tweaking prompts, testing tools, watching tutorials, feeling busy. 6 months later, you've got a half-working tool, 0 customers, and a quiet thought in your head. Maybe this just isn't for me. It is for you. It's just the order you're doing things in. Right now, AI makes it easier than ever to build things. And that's the trap. When building is easy, people build first and think later. That's how you end up with a side project instead of a business. If you want an AI SaaS that actually makes money in 2026, as a solo founder, you need to flip the process. Start with pain, not ideas. Here's the rule that saves years of wasted effort. People don't pay for cool ideas. They pay to stop pain, not nice-to-have pain. Real pain, the kind that makes someone say, if this doesn't get fixed, I'm screwed. This is where many startups die. They build a solution in search of a problem. Something clever, shiny, technically impressive, that nobody actually needs badly enough to pay for. Don't be that startup. Don't build first and hope the pain shows up later. Start with the pain, or you're just playing startup cosplay. In real life, people open their wallet for only a few reasons. They want to make more money. They want to save time. They want to stop losing money. They want to look good or stay competitive. That's it. Everything else is decoration. So instead of asking, what AI app should I build? Ask, what problem makes people angry, stressed, or tired every single week? Here's a simple habit that works shockingly well. Start a frustration list. Anytime you think, why is this so slow? Why do I still have to do this by hand? Why does this cost so much? Write it down. Do this for 2 weeks and you'll notice something important. Problems are everywhere. We've just trained ourselves to ignore them. Then comes the most important part, the one most people skip. Talk to real people, not surveys, not Twitter polls, not ChatGPT, which will happily tell you every idea is amazing. Real conversations. Call or message people in that niche and say something like, I've been talking to people like you, and they keep saying this thing is driving them crazy. Is that true for you? If 8 or 10 people in a row say, yeah, that's exactly it, you're not guessing anymore. You're onto something. If you've ever tried building your own SaaS or AI tool before, drop I tried in the comments. Write whether it made money, broke your heart, or just faded away. We do read those comments. Solve it by hand first. This part sounds boring and contradictory to the AI word in the title of this video. And that's exactly why it works. Before you automate anything, before you touch AI tools, solve the problem manually. Why? Because manual work teaches you things no tutorial ever will. You learn the real workflow. You hear the exact words customers use. You see where they get confused, stuck, or impatient. And here's the big bonus most people miss. You can get paid while doing this. Every big software company started this way. They didn't build first. They did the work for clients, learned the pattern, then automated it. Airbnb is a perfect example. At the beginning, they didn't build a fancy marketplace. They hunted down hosts themselves. They showed up in person. They took professional photos. They helped write listings and suggested prices. What they learned was simple but powerful. Good photos increased bookings. Hosts didn't know how to present their space. Trust mattered more than features. Only after learning that did they automate listing creation, pricing tools, and photography programs at scale. They weren't building a platform at first. They were personally making listings succeed. That manual hustle showed them the real growth lever. If you skip this step, you don't move faster. You move blind. Create a one-page offer that makes sense. You don't need a website yet. You don't need branding yet. Yes, you'll need it later. Just not now. You don't need a pitch deck. You need one clear page that answers 4 things. What problem you solve. What result they get. How long it takes. What it costs. That's it. If someone reads your offer and says, "I get it, that would help me. That price feels fair," you're doing it right. If they say, "Wait, so what exactly do you do?" Back to the drawing board. Simple beats, clever every single time. Prototype before you build. This is where most people lose their minds and their money. They think, if it's not real software, nobody will care. That's not true. People care about seeing the solution, not whether the code exists yet. A clickable prototype does the job. You sketch the flow. What happens first? Then what? Then what? Today, tools can turn plain English into realistic prototypes in hours, sometimes minutes. You can show it on your phone. People will click around. They'll say, "Oh, now I get it." That reaction is gold. If someone gets excited about a prototype, they'll get excited about the real thing. And that's the goal. You want to test reactions without spending months building something nobody wants. And the person watching the prototype likes some things, but gets confused about other parts. It is much easier to adjust the prototype than to change the real code. Get paid before you start coding. This is where businesses are born. No money means no proof. Nice feedback doesn't count. Encouragement doesn't count. Payment counts. There's a great book you should read called The Mom Test by Rob Fitzpatrick. The idea is simple. People will lie to you to be nice. If you ask your mom, your friend, or a stranger, "Do you like this idea?" most will say yes, just to avoid hurting your feelings. They'll say, "That's a great idea. I would totally use this. This feels really useful." What they actually mean is, "I like you, and I don't want this conversation to be awkward." That's how founders get fooled. They collect praise instead of proof. They mistake politeness for demand. The only signal that matters is whether someone opens their wallet. Not later, not someday, now. The smartest way to do this is an early adopter deal. You invite a small group to join early. They pay now. In return, they get a discount, early access, and a say in how the product evolves. You get cash to build, real users, real feedback, confidence you're not delusional. This happens everywhere. Consulting, crowdfunding, real estate. Even billion-dollar companies pre-sell before building. If someone won't pay early, they probably won't pay later. Build the MVP, minimum viable product. Now, and only now, you build. Not everything, not every feature request, just the core thing that solves the main pain. The keyword is minimum. You're looking for the smallest version of the product that a real customer can actually use. A product launched next month with 2 working features is far better than a product launched next year with 15. AI makes this easier than ever. You can describe what you want in plain language. AI tools can design interfaces, write code, test it, and deploy it. We're not covering AI-assisted development in this video. Check the link in the description for a free guide with tool recommendations and templates. One warning: don't let tools pull you into building for fun instead of value. Build what fixes the core set of problem, nothing more. If you think of new features, write them down. Don't chase them yet. Most feature requests are ideas, not needs. Watch what users do, not what they say. People will tell you your product is great, then they'll never use it. That happens a lot. What matters is behavior. What do they click? Where do they stop? What do they avoid? The best feedback comes from users who actually use the product. Talk to them weekly. Ask what confused them. What felt slow? What felt useless? Tools like Microsoft Clarity can help you see user behavior. But early on, real conversations matter more than dashboards. Group feedback by impact. What helps most users? What helps paying users? What blocks growth? Fix the high-impact items first. If you only listen to the loudest voice, your product turns into a mess. By the way, if this is useful so far, hit like and subscribe. It helps more than you think. Growth isn't magic, it's distribution. A growth hack isn't something everyone knows. If everyone's doing it, it's just marketing. The fastest growth usually comes from borrowing attention. That means you don't try to scream louder than everyone else. You don't start from zero and hope the algorithm saves you. Instead, you put your product in front of people who already trust someone else. Borrowing attention means getting mentioned by someone your customer already follows, showing up in a newsletter they already read, being recommended by a tool, community, or creator they already use. It's faster because trust is already there. You're not convincing people from scratch. You're being introduced. 3 solid paths. Partner with people who already have your audience. Sponsor small, focused channels instead of big ones. Plug into platforms people already use. Marketplaces, integrations, directories. If your product fits into tools people already trust, growth gets easier fast. Follow the buyer. Don't fight their habits. No BS marketing and branding. Now you have a product that works. People can use it. Some are even willing to pay. And the next question is the one that kills a lot of startups. How do you actually get more people to buy it? Founders usually mess this up in one of 2 ways. The first mistake is doing nothing. They assume a good product will sell itself. It almost never does. The second mistake is panicking. They throw money at agencies, consultants, branding decks, and ads without knowing what they're even trying to say. Both paths lead to wasted time and few customers. At this stage, marketing lives in your head as the founder. And since you're busy with building a product, talking to customers, hiring first members of your team, you cannot do every marketing task yourself. So you have to extract that knowledge from your brain and put it in a form that can be easily shared with humans or AI assistants, who will do the actual things like writing an article. You must clearly answer, who is this for? What problem does it solve? Why is it better than alternatives? Why should someone care right now? If you can't explain that, no agency can fix it. Branding is not logos or colors. Branding is clarity and consistency. Think about a door-to-door salesperson representing your product. One day they show up in jeans and a hoodie, talking casually. The next day it's a sharp suit, corporate language, lots of buzzwords. The third day it's someone else entirely, telling a slightly different story. You'd feel confused. You wouldn't trust them. The exact same thing happens when your website, sales emails, product docs, and content all sound like different people, because they were created by different people. A confused mind doesn't buy. And this problem gets way worse when you use AI to create content. AI doesn't magically understand your brand. It just follows instructions. If you don't give it clear rules, it will happily write in 10 different voices, tones, and personalities. All of them fine on their own, and all of them confusing together. One day your website sounds friendly and simple. The next day your emails sound corporate and stiff. Then your ads sound hypey and overpromising. That inconsistency kills trust fast. This is why, before starting your marketing, you need a few clear rules written down. Who you are talking to. What problem do you solve? What is your tone of voice? How you speak. Simple, direct, human. What you never say. This is the definition of your brand. It typically also includes colors, fonts, logo, and other things to make things visually consistent, but these are secondary. Creating a brand definition can be easily done with tools like Brandition.ai. You don't need to hire a fancy marketing agency and pay them thousands of dollars for that. Once those rules exist, AI becomes a force multiplier. Without them, AI just multiplies confusion. Once your message is clear, marketing gets cheaper and easier. Until then, every dollar spent is tuition. The magnet and the money loop. Here's how this works in real life. Create short, practical content that solves one specific problem. Not motivation, not vague advice. Real help. One video or article. One idea. One takeaway. Each piece of content has one job: start a conversation, invite replies, ask questions. When people respond, don't sell, listen, qualify, then show a simple offer. What you help with, how it works, what it costs. You don't need a massive audience, you need the right people at the right moment. That loop, content, conversation, offer, is how solo founders build real revenue. Final truth. Creating fancy app with AI isn't an opportunity for generating real revenue. Allowing someone to cure their pain faster is. The winners in 2026 won't be the best coders. They'll be the best listeners and the most focused entrepreneurs. Validate before building. Sell before coding. Keep things simple. If you want help implementing this, check the link in the description. There's a free guide with AI prompts, tools, and templates. Grab it, use it, don't overthink it. And if you want more no BS breakdowns like this, then like this video, subscribe, and we will see you in the next video.